Hey folks, welcome back. We are in the ship. Autopilot's slowing down. We left Mattis earlier and we're almost in Thades. But I wanted to show you how Thades is set up here. It's got this huge scar on the planet and all of the debris scattered around where something came through and wreaked havoc on this thing. So could have been some intergalactic strip mining. Could have been a cosmic accident. We're not exactly sure. Alright, so we're on our approach. We're slowing down. We only have about a minute of travel left to get to our waypoint, and then we'll go down onto the planet. So before, you could not build on any of these rocks that surround Thades. Like in beta right now, the beta I'm in, you can't build there. But in the launch, you're supposed to be able to build on these rocks. So again, you're going to need a territory unit, a pin, to be able to pin the territory. But that's going to be something that's changing with the new launch. So that may be kind of interesting. And I don't know what kind of surface ore there is on Thades at this time. So if it stands like Mattis and Alioth, there should be some kind of tier 2 on the surface, probably one or two kinds of tier 2 on the surface. I don't know if they're going to be different than Mattis. I know Mattis is different than Alioth, at least it was in the public test server, which is supposed to be representative of how it's going to be. So we'll have to wait and see how things go. We're still slowing down, still approaching our waypoint, which we won't ever get to because this thing will stop us before we get there. But that's fine. I'd rather stop me too early than too late. Again, this is the autopilot still working. So kind of interesting being able to build on these little rocks. That's going to be it's going to be really interesting. I'm going to go ahead and what's going on here? Apparently it's taking me to my waypoint. Let's go ahead and stop everything if we can. Gonna jump out of here, jump back in, put my brake on, well, take my brake off, and we'll head down maybe towards the canyon just to see what we got here. Okay, it says we're gonna hit the atmosphere soon. Five minutes. This is a huge canyon. You can build down at the bottom of it. You can build up here on top, right on the cliff edge, put your nice little penthouse in. You know, it's up to you. There are several different bases on the beta here where they've done all of the above, right? Out here on the plains, right on the cliff, looking down into it, down in the very bottom. It's pretty rugged down in the bottom. It's kind of tough down there. All right, so we got a couple minutes here. I'm gonna go ahead and speed up a little more, and then we'll slow down. See what's happening here. Excuse me. All right. So we're under a minute, so I'm going to start slowing down. I know my brakes, so I know I can do it. If you're not sure, start early. Okay, I slowed down a little bit too early, huh? I could just let gravity take me down. There's no need to use the fuel, but that's what it's there for. Now, early in the game, again, fuel is going to be a big deal, so you got to take that into consideration as well. 39 seconds. Anywhere from 20 on, it could all of a sudden jump and put you in atmosphere. So you don't want to get too close and then start hitting the brake, because sometimes that last 20 seconds or so goes away quick, like done. Alright, we're on the daylight side too, so that's good. We can actually see what we're doing. Alright, 6 seconds. And we should be in the atmosphere. Alright, perfect. So again, I'm going to get my speed up here, moving forward. Just going to kind of aim for the edge here. I'm not exactly sure why it's letting me go so fast. They must have changed the rules a little bit here. I should not be able to go this fast in atmosphere. Not without burning up. Okay, it's slowing me down. My brakes are keeping me at 1175. Apparently that's how fast this small craft can go in atmosphere, not 1050. Alright, and now it's not going to let me go above that speed. Okay, here's another thing too. It says I'm 25 kilometers above the surface. Okay, the altitude on some of these planets will throw you off. If you go to 0, you're going to be under the surface. So just so you know that. We're going to try to land here. Getting closer. I don't want to go too fast, so I'm going to slow down a little. And I'm actually going to hit G and just auto land right here. I don't want to fall off the edge of this thing. I landed a ship one time. There's a couple of markets that are right on the edge of the canyon. Like right here. This is the canyon. And I fell off the platform with my ship one time and it slipped into a friggin' hole in the side of the wall. Man, took me like 3 hours to get it out of there. It was a serious pain. Alright, so we're just brake landing. Again, we're at 17 kilometers, but not from the surface, so it's kind of weird here. So that's why it's good, if nothing else, if you got a base here, if you select it, it'll give you the actual surface where that base is versus the altitude, which is wrong. So in this case, we're getting ready to land. We're real close to the surface here, and we're still above 14 kilometers at this time. All right, let's keep going here. All right, so we're at 13.7 kilometers and we're sitting on the surface. So beware, some of the planets are like that and it will throw you off big time. Whoops, there goes my ship. Goodbye, ship. Alright. Let's go ahead and tilt it and put it back down. Just using the W, S, A, D, Q, and E keys to move things. Alright. Let's go look at where's the edge over here? Alright, so we want to actually go over here. So we're facing the right direction. Alright, so one thing I want to point out is there is some rock here right now. There is chromite here too. Don't know what's going to be here after launch. I did not get this far in the PTS when it was active. I don't know, you know, what's going to happen here, but you could come to Thades instead of Mattis if it's going to have chromium, because that's kind of what we were looking for. But the nice thing about Mattis is I can take a big enough ship to carry about 20 kilotons of chromium and limestone back. That's going to last me in my factory for quite a bit. Alright, I'm going to hit Alt-V. I want to display the territory tiles. I want to display constructs. I turned all these off the other day because they got annoying. Turn everything on. There we go. Alright, so we're getting close to the edge here. It looked like we were closer, didn't it? That's just a matter of scale. That's how big this canyon is. Alright, let's not fall in. That would not be good. It would be impossible basically to get back out. So pretty big canyon. Right? Makes the Grand Canyon look like a small cleft in the sidewalk when you look at the true scope and scale of this. Let's go back to our ship. I'm hoping that this planet has chromium too, because I think, if I remember correctly, Thades and Mattis are about the same distance, but between Thades and Mattis it was only like 80 some SU, so that wasn't too bad of a flight over here from Mattis. Didn't take nearly as long as coming from Haven. So let's pick Haven. Now let's see how far away it is. We know it was 142 SU from Haven to Mattis. Let's check the distance here from Thades back to Haven. Let's get Alioth centered in our view here. Come on. Well, apparently it doesn't want me to get Alioth, the moons of Alioth in my view. Alright, so what I'd have to do is I'd have to circle this around so that it's closer to me. There we go. Put it in front of this one. There we go. Now we've got Haven. Let's see if I can change my destination here. Whoa. Set as destination. Alright, that was tricky. So it's 159 SU from Haven to Thades. It's 143 SU from Haven to Mattis. So it's a better trip going to Mattis probably if you're going to get the surface tier 2s, and you need those. Like the chromium. Again, if you just want tier 2 for fuel, take the shuttle over to Alioth. It's, you know, just carry stuff back in your nano pack. That will work just fine for you. Shouldn't be a problem. So let's go back to our super rocket. Let's look at that real quick. Again, you can see all of these rocks up here that you're going to be able to build on if you want to build on those. That would be a majestic view down to the planet here. You could put some miners down on the planet, bring ore up, and put your factory up there if you wanted it. It would be a pretty interesting setup to be on one of those rocks. I kind of want to put a base up there on one of those rocks. Probably try to get a territory unit and nail one of those down. I'm not sure if they're going to have any ore on them at all, the rocks themselves. But that's not the point. The point is just to have a beautiful view down on the planet, right? So we'll see how that goes. One of the things I wanted to show you is when you build a ship, I didn't show you this before. Let's right click this. Then construct and advance. So we know we can tokenize the construct and give it to someone else. The token goes into our nano pack, and then whoever owns it can activate it and become the user. I can abandon this construct if I don't want this anymore. I can't compactify this one. It's got too many engines on it. I can share it with my friends and organization. Let's look here. Let's go into build mode. And let's look at the core. Construct. I can create a core blueprint. Okay. Advanced. What else can I do here? Activate the DRM protection. Okay, so right now I have not activated protection on my design. So if this is a ship I built, anybody can come up and you know, create a blueprint on it or whatever, or maybe even access it or whatever. So anytime you build a ship, now I forgot to show you this when I built it, activate your DRM protection, right? That'll keep anybody else from being able to access it. And now I can create a core blueprint for it. Well, why do I want to do that? Beta's going away, right? Let me tell you why. Let's get out of here. Let's go to inventory, and we'll just put this in here. Any core blueprint that is in my base, or if I'm the super legate, not the legate, but the super legate of an organization, anything that's in my containers, when the game starts over and launches and beta goes away, all of the core blueprints that I own will show up here in my inventory, my nano pack. All right, so I will not have to recreate this ship next time. What I can do now is I can create a blueprint from this. I just want to create one, and it's going to cost me 1,000 quanta. Now, if you look at this blueprint, it tells you all the parts you need to gather together to be able to basically spawn the ship, right? So if I have 2 wings and 3 extra small stabilizers and 1 extra small fuel tank, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and I put all those in one container with this, then I can just right click on this, equip it, and this ship will just appear. Boom, done. Okay, so you can make a core blueprint and you can take it from beta into the new launch. That stuff's going to go forward. None of your money, none of your talents, none of that stuff's going to carry forward, but the core blueprints are going to carry forward. They don't want all the ships that people worked for years on to be lost. A lot of those ships don't work anymore because they changed the rules with regards to brakes and stuff like that, but a lot of the stuff does still work. So you want to make sure that you have a good listing of your blueprints. If you made any, take those. It'd probably be safer to put them in your nano pack than to assume they are really going to go from your containers into your nano pack. I would put them all on your character before they close down the server on the 22nd, and make sure these are all in your nano pack. Like I said, they're supposed to go. If I'm just a player and I own a base, I'm not in an org, then all the stuff that's in the containers on my owned tile, my own stuff, should go into my nano pack. Okay, if you don't trust that, put them in your nano pack and have them there now, right? For example, I've got several blueprints set aside at our ZVETS base for ships that we built, and we've got ships that we built for the launch out of these components. Like right now I have a core blueprint for this ship, right? So when I spawn log in and I get all these parts together in a container, I'm going to be good to go. So anyway, that's it for today. I will get back with you guys with a new video soon, and I hope you enjoyed this one and it helped out a little bit.